Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm hoping you guys are having a wonderful day. As you can tell by the title of today's video, we'll be talking about another storm system. Now, you may be asking me, yourself, why am I talking about so many storm systems? There was a video about it yesterday, there's a video about it today, and the best answer I have for you is that's just the pattern we're in. We have a very active pattern, lots of storm systems, and some of these storm systems will be the classic fall-like storms where they could actually bring in a very good shot of cool weather, and I think it's just exciting. But there are also some aspects of this that are less exciting, like some severe weather, rain, and just especially the severe weather. But let's get into this video. But before we do, if you guys would like to subscribe to this channel, that would be amazing. We on here are all fans of the weather. We have a huge fan base of the weather, and we just love talking about the weather, obviously. So if you guys would like to join that would be awesome. And if you're a returning viewer, consider liking the video, and that's all I have for you guys for a promo about this channel. Let's get into the actual video without further ado. Okay, so I want to start off with the GFS model, okay, the average precipitation rate millimeters per hour, and I want to look at the North American continent view, and the reason for that is because our next storm is actually very far to the north, but because it's such a powerful, large, strong storm, it's actually going to be bringing a lot of its precipitation as far south as the United States. Now, I want to mention that this is the video that the last storm was about, okay, or the last video, if you recall, I made a video, I think it was called Powerful Storm is in the Making. You can see that's where the storm is located. It's across the northeast. There are some severe thunderstorm watches across the upper New England into western Massachusetts, northern Connecticut, southern Vermont, and New Hampshire, and into western or eastern portions of the state New York. And that is moving off and will be out of here basically by the time it's Sunday, but it will be affecting good portions of southeastern Canada into Labrador, Newfoundland, eastern Quebec, and Nova Scotia. So definitely keep an eye on for that. Some showers and thunderstorms are definitely possible. Now, I want to take a look at what we get next. So this is our system of interest. It is very far to the north. It's thousands of miles to the north from the border, and it's in northern Alberta and northern Saskatchewan, and it's really gonna keep moving to the north, you could see. However, its cold front is so powerful that it actually extends a lot of its showers into North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Nebraska, Iowa, and you can see that definitely basically what this system does. It's a very strong system, right? And if you could see the lines right here, they are doing this sort of pattern, right? Like that, kind of like a bunch of smiley faces. And what this does is it directs the winds in that same direction. And if you could notice when I play this on this pattern, we see the storm pass through, right? We see like cold front pass through, showers, storms, severe weather, definitely all in the making for tomorrow, or for Monday, late Sunday into Monday. Late Sunday into the early morning hours on Monday, and even into as far as late Monday, you could see some showers and storms. However, what this does, it kind of kicks off a different type of pattern where the flow extends, kind of shoots any precipitation towards the northeast. And I'll show, if you don't know what I mean, I'll show you what I mean by that. Let's take a look at this. Notice we start seeing clusters of showers and storms from the Pacific moisture, the tropical moisture, and a bit of the moisture left from this cold front all move up towards the northeast. You can see it's almost like if it's an extended cold front. You can see the storms right there, the cold front, if you really can make that out. You could draw this line. The actual storm is right way over here across Hudson Bay where polar bears live, and the cold front stems down way over here. And what that basically does is promotes a lot of showers, lots of storm activity. You can see into Wednesday and Thursday we see lots of activity training over similar areas. And if that wasn't enough, we see another little disturbance come off British Columbia. It moves through Alberta, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, all the provinces in Canada, and it dips into the United States. But it really doesn't do much impact, but that's going to be crucial to set up the pattern that we're heading into. So that's a different storm, I guess. It's really not even a storm. It's more like a disturbance, if you will. It grows into a large storm, but notice what it does. It continues to deepen this trough, which lets in much cooler air into the United States. But this initial storm that we're talking about, the main storm, if you will, is still way over Hudson Bay. That is thousands of miles to the north, and it's funny to think, or it's really interesting in my opinion, that we could have a system thousands of miles to the north still impacting lots of the United States. So you can see Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, all the way through the northeast into Michigan and Ohio. We see lots of showers. This moves into the northeast, and finally we see that kind of system move away, and we get a little break for a while with a lot of cooler air. That's what we get remaining after that system. You can see a lot of cooler air. So let's go back to the United States region with southern Canada, and let's see how much precipitation may be able to fall with this. Now, again, the precipitation during these type of events usually is a bit scattered, since they come in storms. Most of the rain comes in storms, not large, rain slugs, if you will. That's more of a late fall event. This is still, kind of a summer storm mixing in with some fall features, that cool air. But notice, wherever the heavy rain sets up, it will fall heavy. There could be several inches of rain, 5 to 6 inches. But where it doesn't, it could be very minimal amounts of rain. But the point is, it's kind of a hit and miss. But the coverage will be greater than what we've seen in past storms. So a more amount of people will be getting some heavy rain, and some people may get hit by more than 3 or 4 storms, and that could lead to some flooding. So you can see this is what the rain looks like in terms of the total accumulated precipitation. You can actually see it very well defined where that front kind of develops. And let's take a now look at the European model and see what it has to say. I would look at the North American view with the pivotal weather European model, but unfortunately this website doesn't have the North American view, so I just have what I could work with. So again, we have the storm system moving off the East Coast. Again, I told you, it was a strong storm and it continues to intensify slightly, and it really is delivering lots of showers and storm and activity across the east. Also, be wary across Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, and Kansas. There will be a cluster tonight, Saturday night into Sunday, that could be a bit severe and produce a lot of rain, so definitely be wary for that as it moves off into the east. And then we start seeing that storm system again. We see the cold front developing, showers and storms really late tomorrow and into Monday night or Monday morning, and you can see lots of showers. There is a severe weather risk with this. There could be some stronger storms for sure, but you can see it continues to develop even as late as the mid-morning hours of Monday, but then it starts kind of dissipating and falling apart. We do see a lot of moisture across the southeast with a separate system that's a bit off coast. But look at that, we just see a huge firing up of lots of other precipitation. That's still kind of to do with the energy left by this cold front. You can see the system's right over there. And what this does, it allows the precipitation to kind of move in a cold-like fashion, and a cold-like front fashion. Can't really say that. It doesn't come out of my mouth. It's a tongue twister, kind of. But notice we see, again, the precipitation moving across similar areas. The European likes to, I guess, underdo some of these events. It will probably be a bit more impressive on radar, especially since it's hard to predict for these models. Each model has its own little story, but definitely notice we see a substantial system coming across here, delivering some showers. And by the way, I have viewers from Canada, so just because a storm system is, maybe, in this case it's not. It will impact the United States a lot. But if ever a storm system just barely affects the United States, but it's really big across southern Canada, I'll still make a video about it because I have viewers from southern Canada. So Thunder Bay, north of Lake Superior, you look to get, it's looking like you guys could get a dose of pretty good rain into Monday, and that looks to be on its way for sure. And, as you get into the United States, the chances are a bit more hit and miss, as these will come more as thunderstorms. But notice, into the bigger cities across Canada, also some showers, storms, and this moves off into the northeast. The European also introduces this little guy right here. It comes in while this system is still finishing, and that one also could be very interesting if it goes a little bit further to the south. But just a general, an active pattern, you can see another storm system comes through, so we are looking at a very possibly wet pattern. In general, again, just because your location doesn't see rain doesn't mean it's not really a wet pattern. I know that's kind of counterintuitive, but it's really, depending on the overall coverage of the precipitation. And I want to look at the temperatures because this is just one thing that the models are extremely confident about. Don't get me wrong, they're confident about the precipitation part. There will be rain, there will be showers and storms, but in terms of the cool weather, they are just astoundingly showing a lot of correlation with each other. So notice, we look at our first cool-off coming into the Midwest really this weekend. It's minimal, not too great, right? But it's still a relief because what we've been seeing was very above average temperatures. So at least, seeing more normal lake temperatures is still going to be a nice relief. Notice we see a little wave moving into the northern United States. This may not get as far south. The models have been having a hard time pushing this into the southeastern United States, but it definitely does impact a lot of North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Wyoming, Montana. Look at that. That is definitely an indicator of very cold temperatures across the mountains. That could mean some first snowfall for those higher elevations for sure. And it would be the last days of August. So a bit early, but definitely not a record. And if we look, told you, like I said, like I mentioned, it really, the warm air or the cool air doesn't reach the southeast. We get a little resurgence of heat possibly Wednesday and Thursday. But after that little secondary system comes through, you can see it breaks through that. We get a little bit of a cool off. And then towards the end of the forecasting period, the medium range forecasting period, we get a very large blast of cooler air according to the European. And this is downright significant. You can see 10, 11 degrees below average. And if you were to look at the 2-meter temperature shaded for that time frame, it would get remarkably chilly for the daytime. I mean, you could see that there would be a widespread 60s and 70s instead of 80s and 90s, which what we've been seeing. So definitely more of a relief. And during the nighttime, it's just downright even chilly across northern Minnesota, North Dakota. We are looking at the possible 30s. I wouldn't be surprised if we could see some 30s. And notice, the mountains definitely seeing their first frosts. So this is the morning hours of the 8th of September. Yes, it's far out, but you could see that 50 degrees, so that's definitely pleasant. Open up the windows. Might be even too cold to open up the windows. The GFS, like I mentioned, is also showing a lot of that chilly air, and this one's actually even more aggressive with this cool air. You can see it has that first wave into this weekend. We have this wave across the northern central United States. This one doesn't make it far to the south, but it definitely does impact a lot of the north central United States. And then we start seeing that second cool off after the series of storms that come through, and we look at a significant cool down, which the European agrees with on the GFS about this. And we have another one by the GFS, and the GFS just keeps throwing them at us, these cooldowns. And some of them, if you were to look at some earlier model runs, are just more significant than we would like at this time of the year. You could see a very chilly air across the United States. So we'll have to see. And most models are agreeing on this. You can see the GEFS ensembles. It's a bunch of models combined. I mean, that looks pretty cold to me across the eastern United States. And definitely the cool air will be limited to the east, though. The west looks to be pretty above average, but obviously as the further out you go, the colors decrease as the confidence decreases. And the European ensemble members, much of the same story. You could see introducing these little cool shouts and a potential big cool down around the 8th, 9th, 10th of September. So that's basically it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing, consider liking, and I'll catch you all guys on the next episode. See ya. Bye.